I would like to start a new short series about concepts that sometimes I borrow from other places to help us feel better, or to understand it better, should I say. I want to talk today about persistence in the spirit of Kabbalah and the culture of Bushido. Bushido is the samurai way of life. Persistence is not just a repetitive action, one needs to understand, but rather a movement of the soul that chooses to sculpt itself, to shape itself, and to reveal its true divine shape. In the Kabbalah, we say is that the world was created, or we call it Torata Dilta. In other words, initiation that came from above up. Excuse me. And on the small spark of effort every single day that a person does, every single day, a small little spark, the divine supervision, the divine providence dwells upon. The spiritual foundation of persistence is the Sphira of Yesod, foundation, which connects the Shefa that comes, the abundance that comes from above, to our reality, to our immediate reality. Without the power of Yesod, without this in us, the power, the ability stays within a realm of an idea. However, with and through Yesod, that idea becomes a living thing, becomes life itself. Take a little turn in the samurai culture, in the Bushido, the persistence is called Shoshiqin Kinkushu, which is the spirit of true artisan, right? And or you call it like this, the pride of one's work, the true, and what does it mean? It means an endless pursuit to get better. In everything you do to get better, without the need for clapping hands, without the need to be famous about it, and without seeking an immediate gratification, an immediate result, which is a very big concept. Why am I borrowing ideas from that culture? Because if I will tell you that this is only in Kabbalah and only the Torah, you say, you know what, it's very nice, but it's not for me. And if I will tell you, talk to you about samurais, that's very nice. I want to tell you, you are a warrior. And as a warrior, you need to learn how to live this kind of a life. And that's what makes it. The samurai does not ask, how long does it take? How long would something take me? But rather, what have I become along the way? So is in the Kabbalah. The spark of the neshama is not going to reveal with one leap of faith, with one jump, but rather with a continuation of beats of a little bit, me'at agarshenu, slowly I'm going to remove. In other words, slowly I'm taking those husks from me. A drop after a drop, a stone could become a temple. And a small habit could become your destiny. True persistence, one needs to realize, is a covenant between heaven and earth. Where heaven, we're talking about intent, we're talking about the vision, we're talking about the light. And Eretz, earth, means the daily actions that you do, the foundation of everything. The foundations, you build foundations in the ground. It needs to be in the ground. Stability. That's what Eretz. When a person is able to combine both of them together, both heaven and earth, he becomes a pure pipe, a pure vessel in that silence and within that silence of persistence, which is not seen. Nobody sees persistence. There's all of a sudden a miracle, a little wonder that happens, and that is where the way itself becomes your guide, becomes your teacher, and a person becoming a walking temple. Shene'emar, because it says, "Ve'asu li migdash ve'shachanti betocham," and they will build me a temple, and I should dwell inside of them, among them, inside of them. In other words, asu, it shows a continuous action. You're always on the road. You're always going. You're always doing stuff. So together with that, let the road show us the way, and really hope that we will be able to learn the work or the art of persistence, and we should approach it as holy people and yet as warriors, that our internal world should be like a polished katana, like a polished sword, and yet as a shining beacon in our life, and we should always be able to reveal our true light with small steps, but very brave steps. Have a beautiful day.